Speak. Good speak. No, shake. Who needs Miss Molly when you got Miss Gigi? Down. Good speak. Mommy's calling you? Gigi, look what I got. Good morning! It is me, Mikey Pipes. Thank you so much for tuning in this Sunday morning. I got something special for you guys. I'm going to start a brand new series. It's going to be question and answer with Mikey Pipes. And this is video number 1. What do you guys think of that? I happen to think it's a great idea. So, let's get things started. This morning, I get an email with an attached video. Here's a screenshot of that video. And as you can see, here's this gentleman's water meter. Here is the domestic water line behind this line here, which is called sprinkler shutoff valve. This sprinkler shutoff valve also isolates the 1/2-inch outdoor hose faucet. And my client, if you guys, my subscribers know, this is the guy with the fish tank pump in his basement. When we replaced his steam boiler, that Crown steam boiler, and we installed the Burnham IN6, this is him. So special shout out to Fish Pump Guy. We love you. Anyway, what do you want? Come here. What do you want? You want to be in this too? Yeah? You want to be in this? You gonna sit there? You gonna behave? Say hi to the people? No? Okay. Anyway, his question is, he wants to prepare for a new hot tub he's getting delivered. He doesn't have one now, and it's getting delivered soon. Relax. So, this line, like I said, goes to the irrigation system, but it also tees off and goes to an outdoor hose faucet. And the only way he can fill his hot tub that he's getting installed is to run a garden hose from the outdoor hose faucet to the hot tub and fill up the tub. But if he opens up this valve right here, he's also going to pressurize the irrigation system. So let's look at the video real quick.
Hey Mike, question for you. The sprinkler shutoff valve is right over here, but it's also tied to the side of the house by the garage where I have that garden hose. If I get that hot tub installed early, I'd love to fill it, but I wouldn't want to turn on that sprinkler shutoff valve, and have those lines pop. Is there a way that is maybe somewhat cost effective and not too crazy of a project to maybe like separate these lines somehow so I could use the side garden hose but not have to turn on the sprinkler shutoff valve? What do you think?
All right, so let's review here. His outdoor irrigation line is off the water main. So let's quickly look. Using this video, it's quite clear that this may be a little difficult to do. I also need to see an outdoor shot of where that connects, because let's take a look at this line. So right there, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so see that ball valve that's perpendicular, the yellow ball valve? That's off. It has the tag on it, sprinkler shutoff valve. So that goes up, right? And there's your drain to drain the line. And it continues to go up, and there's the elbow at the top of this vertical line, and then it makes a beeline to the right. See? So that goes across there, and I don't see any T whatsoever. I can see that little black wire that's following that 3/4 inch copper line, and that's going directly outside. So I have a very, very good gut feeling that what he's referring to is outside you have the 3/4 inch copper coming out. There's probably a 3/4 inch tap T with a boiler drain, and then he probably has his double, not double check valve. He has his not RPC, the backflow thingy. I'm drawing a mind fart right now, mind blank. The pressure vacuum breaker. There you go. You probably got a pressure vacuum breaker outside, and that has a set of valves on it as well. So I think he's referring to the outdoor hose faucet that's below or before the pressure vacuum breaker. So let me reach out to him and see what he says. All right. So not what I expected to see. And this is going to become a challenge because there's no real easy way of doing this. Let's take a look here. This line right here is coming in from the basement. And then we have a T here with this boiler drain, aka hose faucet. And then this 3/4 inch line goes into the ground. So let's take another view of that. There you go. So that goes into the ground, and that's feeding somewhere the irrigation control box. And that sucks. Let's take one more view. There you go. Let's go back to the other one. I like this one the best. All right. So if I were to open the valve inside the house, right, this entire line is going to get pressurized. If I were to isolate this line here, right, let's say I cut a valve in right there, or even up here, right, then I can close this off, turn the water on inside, but then we have an unprotected, pipe in an uninsulated space that is subject to freeze. So there are two approaches for this. Well, let's think about the first approach. The first approach is that this line here, which goes into the irrigation system, clearly is missing some sort of backflow prevention to prevent cross-contamination, right? You have an irrigation system, the code states you shall install a device which will prevent cross-contamination. In this particular case, a double check valve will suffice, or even a backflow, a pressure vacuum breaker, which you would have to elevate this up here, put your pressure vacuum breaker here, and then come back down and reconnect. So he doesn't have the double check valve or a pressure vacuum breaker. So I really, if I'm going to touch this, I'm going to do it the right way. So this line would have to, we'd have to maneuver this piping over, add a pressure vacuum breaker, and then connect it to the piping going inside, and then separately have this come outside and maybe make this into a frost-free hose faucet. Extend out a line similar to, something like this. But I would need to, separate that line inside and have a T inside the basement. One is going to feed the frost-free, and the other one is going to feed the irrigation line. So unfortunately, Mr. Fish Bowl Tank Cleaner, there's no easy way of doing this, because if I put in a valve here and turn the water on, you won't be able to drain this out here. Unless, now I'm thinking of another solution. Hold on a second. Unless we add like this kind of webstone valve. Obviously this is going to be installed on the vertical. This side needs to be pressed as well, or sweat on both sides. That way, when I turn the water on inside, right, we close this isolation lever that has the hose connection here. We close this, turn on the water inside. We prevent the water from going down into the irrigation system, and then when we need Now we need water. So we're going to hook up our garden hose to here, let it fill the hot tub, and when we're done, we close this, close inside. But now there's too much margin of error here, because if you let some water go into the irrigation system, you risk, pipe freezing up, because again, if he messes up and doesn't just open this up and letting it drain, now you risk, something freezing up. So there's no real good solution for this. Let's take a look at the other picture right there. There really is no good solution for this, because you need to have another outdoor hose faucet. Let's leave this alone. You need to have a separate line going outside to give you water for a hose faucet. And if we're going to do that, possibly on the other side of this window here, just getting away from all this stuff that's going on. Maybe on the other side of the window, we drill a hole through the brick and then run, 1/2 inch to a 1/2 inch, like by 12 inch frost-free hose faucet. And as long as you take the hose off, you'll be good to go. All right, guys. Thoughts, feedback, comments, criticism, drop them down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think about this scenario here. If you agree with my approach and diagnosis. The approach here, we went over 2 different alternatives, but at the end of the day, the third choice, drilling a hole through the brick to accommodate a 1/2 inch by at least 12 inch frost-free hose faucet. That way this client can have water going outside to fill up his hot tub and or wash his car in the winter if he wants to do so, or for whatever reason. But I find it kind of odd that this guy's got a Burnham SIN6, which is a huge boiler, and he's got a fairly large house, at least 3,500 square feet. Forgive me, Mr. Fish tank cleaner pump guy, if I'm underestimating the size of your house. No offense taken. Please don't take any offense to that, but I find it hard to believe you don't have another hose faucet somewhere on the outside wall of your house for the size house you have. That only one, it makes no sense. But if you don't have one, the best solution is to drill a hole through the brick to accommodate frost-free hose faucet and take pipe from your domestic water line inside the house, feed that outdoor hose faucet, and even throw in a ball valve just for safekeeping. If this is something you would like to do, reach out to me and give the office a call, and we'll set up the service quote for you. This, the hardest part with this job right here is drilling a hole through the brick, but we got the tools for that. Milwaukee Team Red M18. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.